So Steven Universe is back for another summer bomb of brand new episodes, and the first episode back is entitled Steven Floats. Okay, technically that's not 100% true. Kinda sorta, this episode already leaked out in France, so there's a good chance a lot of people already saw it before it came out, but it officially came out this week. As we join the episode, the crystal gems return home to the temple after a long time away dealing with the cluster threat. Steven decides he's earned himself a treat, and because all the food in the temple fridge has gone bad, he decides to head on off to the Big Donut, where we find out they've actually started making fresh donuts. Actually, more important than donuts, from this little exchange Steven has with Sadie, we can clearly see that she doesn't quite understand what he and the gems get up to. In fact, does anyone in Beach City actually know the full story? I mean, Mayor Dewey must know more than anyone else. He went to the gems for help that one time when they were fearing an invasion. I mean, does everyone else in town just think he's a quirky little boy who lives with his 3 aunts on the beach? Now, Steven makes plans to head to the Big Donut bright and early to get his treat first thing, only here's the thing, he finds out that he also has a brand new power. Turns out he can fly. Well, to be more precise, he can float. It's a sort of alien density shifting. We kind of saw this back in the episode It Could Have Been Great. Unfortunately, Steven ends up jumping too high and getting stuck, unable to speed up his descent in any meaningful way. And with that, Steven Floats has it set up for a bunch of comedy shenanigans. You see, the 3 crystal gems, who admittedly haven't had much to do over the last little bit, as episodes have focused very strongly on Peridot and Lapis, decide it's their duty as motherly guardians to keep Steven company throughout the night, and they do just that. It's all very, very sweet. They play checkers, charades, and when it gets closer to the donut shop opening, they even try and speed up his descent as best they can. I got a very Simpsons/Winnie the Pooh vibe off this episode, if you can believe it, what with the character being stuck somewhere and all the jokes that could be had around that. In fact, maybe this was intentional, because the donut Steven so covets in this episode just so happened to be pink with sprinkles, not unlike the kind that Homer likes so much. And if that's not enough, when Steven hits the roof at the end of the episode, he goes, "Oh bother," much like Winnie the Pooh does. Ultimately, Steven comes to the realization that this new power, much like all of his other powers, are tied to his emotions. A fact which even makes him kinda go, "Oh duh." Part of me has to wonder too if the manifestations of these new powers are in some way tied to Steven getting older, insert your own puberty metaphor right here, or quite possibly because a lot of these powers he's showing are the same ones his mother had when she was alive, and his mother is still technically sort of alive in him. Is this rose somehow starting to poke through? Regardless, Steven Floats ends with Steven again managing to master his new abilities and showing up just in time for a fresh donut. As Steven Universe gets up there as a show, you can really break it down to having 2 types of episodes. There's episodes like this wherein the mundane becomes extraordinary and magical, and the other episodes that play into the much bigger plot involving the crystal gems, their reason for being on Earth, the war with Homeworld, etc., etc. Personally, I couldn't help but feel, but after so many, really story and lore heavy episodes in a row, it was nice to kind of have a breather with an episode like this that goes back to kind of like how the show was when it started, with just some good-natured shenanigans. Overall, I would feel good giving this episode an 8 out of 10.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer? Or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.